Hare Krishna. On the occasion commemorating Prabhupada's stepping on Jaladuta, let us contemplate what is the significance of this event. When Srila Prabhupada decided to go to America, at that time he had very little success in India. He had tried various things. He had tried to start various businesses so that he could sponsor his spiritual master's mission, but those businesses had turned out to be unsuccessful. He had tried to start the League of Devotees, but he had been evicted from there at that time. He had tried to start he had tried to start Back to Godhead, but he got a very poor response. Once while trying to distribute Back to Godhead, he was knocked down by a cow on the streets. Another time he fell unconscious because of exhaustion and sunstroke. He tried to help his god brothers, but in their mission, but they didn't have much of a vision for expanding the mission. He tried to write his own books, and he was to some extent successful, but the books, people just took it more as out of pious sentiment than out of serious intention to apply or transform. So basically Prabhupada found that Prabhupada had not been very successful in his outreach till then. So normally, if one has got repeated failures, it demoralizes a person. When people start their career, often they think, oh, I am going to be the next president of America. Then maybe if it's an Indian, they think, oh, I cannot become president of America. Maybe I'll become the Prime Minister of India. And then often, no, maybe not the Prime Minister of India, maybe I'll become a big CEO of my own company. And then you face problems in your career and see how complex life is, how tough getting breaks in life is. By the time the person graduates, that person thinks, if I just get a job, I'll be happy. So basically, life's reversals beat us down, and our ambitions start going down, and they become smaller. But here was Srila Prabhupada, life's reversals had beaten him so many times that now he was at the what would be considered the sunset years of his life. He was around 69 and he had nothing. He did not have a business, he did not have a family, and as a sannyasi, even as a sannyasi, what are considered the signs of success at external level for sannyasi, he did not have that. He did not have many committed followers, he did not have a regular flow of donations, he did not have an institution backing him. So at such time, after having so many of his plans being beaten down by life, rather than shrinking his ambition, Prabhupada had expanded his ambition. Instead of thinking, oh, I have not been successful in India also, then how can I be successful in America? But Prabhupada thought that, oh, if I can be successful in India, then I'll be successful in America. So just see the positive thinking over there. So that, with that positive aspirational vision, Srila Prabhupada started, and the result of that was inspirational. When he decided to go to America, he had nothing, and he had no contacts, no organizational support, just 40 rupees. And that time in America, there were very few Indians, the immigration laws were very strict, and because of that, the conversion of like getting Indian currency converted to America was also not so easy. So the 40 rupees were practically valueless, and even if they were of some value, they would have just been worth a few hours of subsistence in America. So with such a history of we could say failures, of course whatever a pure devotee does is ultimately successful because it pleases Krishna, but circumstantially that success may not manifest immediately, and in that sense whatever Prabhupada had done had been unsuccessful till then, and he had none of the markers or facilitators of success, no money, no institutional support, no followers, no reliable contacts in America. So he's with such a hostile situation, at that time, to decide to go abroad and to go alone at the age of 69. And most people at the age of 69, 70, often they would be cautious of even going for some journey alone. What to speak of going across a ocean all the way, a voyage that would take at least several, for more than 30, 40 days to go all that way. It was a hugely courageous step, considering that Prabhupada had no security or even clarity about what was going to come ahead in terms of the practical day-to-day events. He did not even know whether he would get vegetarian food over there or not, and he was a sannyasi who had never eaten anything but vegetarian food. So considering the situations, it was such a courageous step. It could well, Prabhupada stepping on Jaladuta could well be considered one of the most courageous steps in human history that anyone has taken. When Neil Armstrong is said to have climbed on the moon, he said it was one step for man, a giant step for humanity. So that was talked in terms of the space conquest. But what Srila Prabhupada did, one step of man, one step of this man, when he took to Jaladuta, that was a giant step for all of humanity. Because through that act of courage, that act of persevering in spite of uncertainty and failure, that act of faith in Krishna, that act of dedication to the spiritual master and his mission, that act would, in just a few years, in just over a decade, lead to the vibrant sharing of bhakti all over the world, with 108 temples, 70 books, and millions of people getting inspired and thousands of people getting dedicated to the path of spiritual love. And that all this is going to propel humanity's spiritual evolution rapidly forward. So that one step of Srila Prabhupada was a giant step forward, giant leap forward in humanity's spiritual evolution. And this is an evolution that is going on even today, that which we can be a part of and which we can take forward. So by gratefully meditating on what Srila Prabhupada did on this courageous day in launching himself on this mission of Jaladuta, we can also get the inspiration to march onwards in our own bhakti, doing whatever we can for sharing bhakti in our circles without letting reversals or failures dishearten us. When we see what all Srila Prabhupada did to give Krishna to us, the least that we can do is at least ourselves receive Krishna and then share Krishna with others. Thank you. Hare Krishna.